fire signs. My name is Michelle Kelly. Welcome to This Is Your Sign. This is for all the fire signs out there, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Welcome to your October 2021 reading. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Whenever you go into subscriptions, you'll see when I put a new video out, which is every Saturday. If there's 5 Saturdays in a month, I take the 4th Saturday off. But this is your October 2021 reading. So all the fire signs, let's get into your reading. The first one, I already meditated and prayed over your cards. They came out. The first one is building blocks, and the next one is to the sea, and the last one is the fates, and it's upside down. So what this reading is telling me, the building blocks is like, what is going on for you guys? What has happened? It's like you have been given the gift of time, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a gift when you get it, by the way. But this is, you have been forced to take a look at things that maybe you didn't want to look at or you weren't ready to look at, but guess what? You're ready to look at it and you have to. So this is all about addressing the cracks in the foundation. So you guys, this is about going back and addressing things that maybe you weren't able to address up until now. So this is not about beating yourself up or what could you have done different? How could you have done it better? I am going to tell you right now that whatever you did, however you did it, I would have did it the exact same way with the tools that you had. So this is not about what you did wrong, what's not right in your life. This is time to address this stuff, but this is not, I told you guys last week, you guys are the chosen. You've been given the gift to go back to address the cracks in the foundation, whether you wanted to or not. And right now, this girl is like, she's going with the flow. And you guys are going with the flow, but I have said this before, you don't just go with the flow. You're like, fine, frick it, you take it. I'm not doing this anymore. And usually that's how you begin flowing. So however you flow, usually you don't just like get in your little floaty and just go and relax in the river. Like, it sounds great. Like, we all wish we could do that. I wish I could do that. But usually this was like you got forced to go with the flow, but you needed to. And however you get forced to go with the flow, this girl's reading, you're going in the right direction. You guys are doing a great job. However you got to go with the flow, it does not matter, but that's okay. And then the next one is the fates, and it's upside down. And when it's upside down, it's saying, this is all about the serenity prayer. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the serenity prayer, but I'm going to say it for you. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So this is all about getting the gift of discernment and knowing what cracks are yours to fix and what are not. It doesn't matter how the cracks got there. This is saying to address the cracks that you're able to address, all the cracks. It doesn't matter who gave them, who pushed them, who didn't put the cement there. None of your business. Your job is just to go and get some peace. Have some peace. You're getting the gift of discernment. So you're learning the wisdom to know the difference. And the only person you can change is yourself. And yes, it would be so much easier if everybody just did what you said. So you could go with the flow, or they could go with your flow. But this is all about, this reading is all about, you guys are mending and healing and addressing everything that you possibly can. And that is brave as shit. Most people cannot address their life. What they do is they point the finger at the people who are willing to acknowledge what isn't right. So you guys, if you have anxiety and depression and you tell people, I have anxiety and depression, people will come and say, see, you have anxiety and depression and that's why you're that way. Instead of, they're not able to take a look at themselves yet, and it's easier to come point the finger at the people who are willing to address the cracks. And a lot of times the people will point at your cracks, they'll make fun of your cracks, but they won't come and help you address them. So the fact that you're willing to go, and they'll tell everybody else how you have cracks in your foundation, by the way. So the fact that you guys are able to address the things that you need to is brave as shit. And this is the divine recognizing that for you guys and letting you know that what you're doing is not easy, but you're doing it anyway. So the next cards, I'm reading the Soul's Journeys card, Soul's Journey, because we want to see what journey your soul is on this month. And the first one says worry. And it says, I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. So you guys, this is saying that yes, you might worry about the worst case scenario and things, you worry about the worst case scenario. I want to just let you know one thing about the worst case scenario. So that is your gift. The going to the dark side, like thinking of every possible thing that could go wrong. Like people might accuse you of being negative, but you guys, thinking of every possible thing that can go wrong, fire signs, this is your gift. So when you have this gift of thinking of every worst case scenario, it doesn't mean Jesus Christ, you shouldn't do anything. It means, okay, this could happen, that could happen. How can I address this when it does happen? Not like Jesus Christ, why bother? This is more like, okay, when this happens, if this happens, this is what I can do. So this is all about, it says like that you guys are worriers, but really you're warriors. That's what came out. You're a warrior. And so being able to think of every possible thing that can go wrong, it is your gift. But maybe sometimes this gift has paralyzed you from moving forward because of all the worst case scenarios. It's almost overwhelming that you can't think of what to do when this happens. You just think, well, this could happen and that could happen. And what if this happens? And screw it, I shouldn't even do it. This is like, no, addressing the cracks. And it's also purple. And I wrote down the meanings of the colors because there's not only worry, but the color purple is about awareness. It's about spirituality. It's about psychic inner vision. You guys are psychic. You see things. And you know what? Sometimes I'm going to tell you this. It's also the color of an evolving soul, which you guys are evolving constantly. Unconscious wisdom, collective knowledge of mankind. So I'm going to tell you this. So when you have this gift of spirituality, the psychic inner vision, you guys see things that other people can't see yet. And a lot of times, and I have this gift too, so I know when you can see things, you think, how can other people not see this? But the thing is, they can't see it yet because they're not ready. You're ready. And when you're ready, a lot of times it is easier for the people who aren't ready to point the fingers at the people who are. They shame you, they guilt you, they tell you, you're fucked up, you're this, you're that. But you know what? You acknowledge things. That is your psychic inner wisdom. They can't see things the way you see things because you're connected to yourself and you're connected to the divine. And when people aren't connected to themselves or to the divine yet, everybody's connected to the divine, by the way. They might not feel it and they've had to suppress it in order to survive. You guys couldn't suppress this, which that is your gift. The fact that you couldn't suppress it, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means there's something right with you, and you can't not hear it, and you can't not pretend that it isn't there. So the next one is regret, and it says, I know I can't change the past. So this is telling me, put down the baseball bat and pick up the feather. I'm going to repeat this. Put down the baseball bat and pick up the feather. You would never treat anybody else the way you are treating and torturing yourself for the things you thought you should have known. However, nobody taught it to you. So you can't know better. You can't do better until you know better. So I am going to tell you this right now. You couldn't have done it any better or any different, but you're learning how to now. So part of this regret, this is part of the healing, part of the forgiveness process. So also I'm going to read into you guys what yellow means. And yellow is you usually excel at least two things. I know you guys excel at way more than two things, but it says brain stimulating, no self-doubt, seeing opportunity. Now is the time to live, stepping into your power, and teaching. Remember, I was telling you, if you didn't get a chance to see my videos, please go back and look for September. When you see this, it might still be September. This is for October. But you guys, you are teachers. And you know, if you've ever heard the expression, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And when the teacher's ready, which this is letting me know, you guys are ready. When the teacher is ready, the students will appear. So having faith and trusting in yourself and trusting in this process, it takes time. So when you hear this over and over, and you're able to start trusting and believing in your power, you don't just wake up one day and say, Michelle says I'm a teacher. Michelle says I'm a teacher and now I can teach. Like hearing it, processing it, it takes time for that to connect and to step in. And you guys, I'm wearing this shirt today. This is the first time I wore this shirt out. And it says motivator, innovator, believer, and teacher. And honestly, I love this shirt when I got it, but I was scared to wear it. It was almost like, but it's true. I am a motivator. I am an innovator. I am a believer, and I am a teacher. We are all of these things. But really believing like, who am I to wear a shirt like that? Who am I not to? So you guys, you have the gift. You are the chosen. And the next one says envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And so I think part of this process, you think some people have it easier than you or better than you, or they didn't have to work as hard as you did or do. We all have challenges. We are all equal. Nobody is above or below, but in this world that we're in, they have put people on pedestals for what they do, for their job. Like, if I'm a lawyer, and you work at McDonald's. The lawyer's time is more important than the person at McDonald's time. Bullshit. We all get 24 hours in a day. We all go by the same clock. All of our time is important. It doesn't matter what you do. You deserve to be here. You deserve what everybody else has. And maybe you're having a hard time believing it right now, and maybe you're hearing it for the first time. So a lot of times what I've realized for myself is a lot of times when I hear things for the first time, my automatic response is to reject it. That's not true. It's bullshit. And it's also not just to reject it. It not only to deny it, it is to reject it. The bullshit part, that's bullshit. She's full of shit. That's not true. It takes a couple of times of hearing things first. And when people reject what I have to say, it doesn't mean they're rejecting me. It means they're rejecting the information because they're not ready yet. So a lot of times when people reject you and it feels personal, because you're human, and it does feel personal, but it is not personal. What people are going through has nothing to do with you. But even though it's not personal, it feels personal. So I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to do a little bit more from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And I'm going to let you guys know, I love these cards. So the first one says Wolf, Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and you help others find their way. You guys, I told you, you're teachers, you're ready to teach. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. So you guys, this wolf, the Pathfinder, you guys are the map makers. You are meant to make the map. I know you've been rejected for most of your life, and probably by the people who were supposed to love you the most, like family. The people that you went to weren't able to support you. It is not a reflection of what is wrong with you. It is a reflection of where they are, not where you are. You guys are ready. You are here to make the map. You are Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And Rudolph, they made fun of him. They didn't want to play games with him. He lit Santa's sleigh, right? Rudolph was here to lead the sleigh and the other reindeers. So I know Rudolph and Santa is a metaphor, but you know what I'm saying? It was easier to make fun of Rudolph than admit that they were all jealous that he got to lead Santa's sleigh. So you guys are the pathfinders. You are the teachers. I'm not telling you this is easy. This is hard. But if anybody can lead the way, it is you, fire signs. You guys are the light. Fire, heaven or hell, you guys are heaven. You had to go through hell to get to heaven, to shine this flame of you. Your flame is lighting the way. And the next one is Puffin and Partnership. And these are penguins. And it says, accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. So you guys, looking for your soul tribe, let me tell you what, you might have to look for your people at first, but the more you put yourself out there, the more the people will start finding you. So it says, let your community nourish and protect you. And maybe you guys were taught that the people in the outside world aren't safe and you can't trust anybody. And usually the people who say you can't trust anybody, these are people that don't trust themselves. And when you don't trust yourself, you think everybody else is unsafe. But really, when you start to believe and trust yourself, you don't have to trust others, because you will feel it and you will know it. And you guys are psychic. So you can hear and tell when people aren't ready. So when they're not ready, it is not your job to make them listen to you. And part of that is, I used to go to people who couldn't hear me. And a great metaphor for this is like screaming at a deaf person. And just because you yell at somebody who's deaf, they still can't hear you. And so a lot of people, because they're not ready yet, it doesn't matter how many times you tell them or what you tell them, when they are not ready, they can't hear you. So it's like you're speaking to a deaf person, you're yelling at a deaf person, and you can learn sign language to talk to them. But if they turn their head while you're doing sign language, they can't hear you. So imagine knowing sign language and talking to a deaf person and they turn their head. They don't want to hear. It's not they don't want to hear you. They're not ready to hear you. So the next one is hummingbirds. So it says miracles. You are the joy bringer. You guys got this twice. You guys are the party. You bring the party. You bring the light. You bless the world with your positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. So you guys, part of this, like, yes, you are the joy bringer. You do bless the world with your positivity and love. What this is telling me is, in the past, when you guys bring the light, a lot of times when you guys are the light bringers, people who are not able to go get their own light, they are drawn to you, they are attracted to you, but they want to suck the light out of you. They don't want to go get their own light. They took yours. So I think maybe when these energy vampires were attracted to you, you gave them your light and you had nothing left for yourself. So this is letting me know that you are allowed to fill your own cup. You're allowed to protect your energy. You're allowed to protect your light. The more you heal, the more you trust yourself, the people who aren't ready aren't gonna want to be around you. When they don't want to be around you, this feels like a rejection. But really, like I said before, they're not ready, fire signs. They're not ready for the light. So it's easier to try and tell you there's something wrong with you. So, but they're going to be less attracted to you. What this feels like is a rejection. It is not a rejection. It is God, the divine spirit, has other people in mind who are going to be able to help you, to support you, and to nourish you. So all of the fire signs, this is your sign signing off for the month of October. Keep shining your light, fire signs. Thank you so much for watching. If you still are, please subscribe. And if you did, thank you.